let us try to understand how to secure our web applications. Now in security there are two things: authentication, authorization. So first let us try to understand what do I mean by authentication, what do I mean by authorization. Tell me what is the meaning of authentication? Checking the username and password. Once I try to log in, checking the username and password is nothing but authentication. And what about authorization? Yes. See, you might be an employee of Accenture, but in Accenture there are a lot of intranet sites, and some of the pages may not be viewed by a normal employee. They might be viewed only by HRs or admins or managers. So in Accenture you have different roles. So what I want to do is, I want to show some pages only to some roles. Manager should be able to see some extra pages, but employee should not be able to see those pages, right? So whenever you are trying to access a URL, whether you are really authorized to see that page or not, that's about authorization. Authorization talks about role. Okay, you are an employee of Accenture. You are an employee of Accenture means if you give username and password correctly, okay, you are an employee of Accenture. But do you have a role of manager to see it or not? Right? So authentication talks about username and password are correct or not, whether you are a correct valid employee or not. Authorization talks about what role do you have, right? So let us talk about authentication first. There are various ways of authentication. That we'll talk about only the important things which are being used regularly. The two types of authentication which are used regularly are basic authentication and form based authentication. Okay, first one is basic authentication, and authentication, and then second one is form based authentication. Okay, in your Accenture sites, whenever you are using Accenture, whenever you are trying to go to Accenture sites, did you see any of the application popping up a new browser, popping up a new window and asking for username and password? Yes, which is that? No, a browser should prompt a separate, should give a separate window and prompt for username and password. Scheduling is asking. Okay, some application is there where it is asking for username and password in a separate pop-up window, right? So if a browser is asking for username and password in a separate pop-up window, then it means that they are using basic authentication, right? Generally in Gmail or Yahoo, what you do, you see a HTML form and asking for username and password, HTML form. So if an application is asking for username and password using HTML form, a form which is having input type for username and password and submit button, then that is called as form based authentication. Now let us see how to configure basic authentication, right? Okay, when I am talking about authentication, the server needs to understand where usernames and passwords are stored. See, now we are not writing our own authentication. We are not going to database and checking whether username and password are correct or not. We will never write a JDBC code for checking username and passwords. Server is providing us the ready-made code for authentication and authorization. We just have to configure the server. The application will go. We need not write any code for security. We just have to configure the server, right? So we need to tell the server where my usernames and passwords are stored, right? The usernames and passwords can be stored in a flat file, or it can be in a database, or it can be in some other servers like LDAP servers. Okay, you don't know about LDAP servers right now. You know about, you can store usernames and passwords in a file or in a database. Generally, usernames and passwords will be stored in something called as LDAP servers. or in database also. Right, I will show you how to configure that. Okay, a place where security credentials are stored is called as, so authentication is of two types: basic authentication, form based authentication. And for authenticating, we need to tell to server where the usernames and passwords are stored, right? Usernames and passwords, can I call them as credentials or security credentials? Yes. The place where we keep security credentials is called as realm. R-E-A-L-M. Realm. Realm is a place where we store the security credentials. Suppose if I am storing my security credentials in file, that is called as file realm. If I am storing my security credentials in a database, then it's called as database realm, right? Now what I will do is I will simply show you how to store your files using file realm and also using database realm. Okay? Say to server, if you go to Tomcat folder, this is my Tomcat folder, and here there is a file, there is a folder called conf. Okay, there is a file called tomcat users.xml inside. This is a file where you can configure usernames and passwords if you want to use file realm. Okay, tell me what is the main configuration file for Tomcat? Where I configured port numbers, which is a file server.xml. Okay, in server.xml somewhere it is referring to tomcat users.xml, which says that this is the realm where you have to look for usernames and passwords. By default, this is a file where security credentials are stored by default. If you want, you can point it to database also, right? I will show you server.xml. Just see now, server.xml, here there is a tag called realm. Yeah, see realm. Here it is describing which is the realm being used by Tomcat by default. Right? Here, what is the resource name for this realm? User database. Resource. A resource can be a file. Resource means a place where we can get something. It's called resource, right? Resource can be a file or it can be a database also, right? Resource name is equals to user database. So now, if you go up, there is a tag with name resource, whose name is same as the user database again. The name where I referred, right? This resource user database is pointing to a file called Tomcat users.xml. So by default, Tomcat will look inside this file for username and password. If you want to point to database, then you need to make only one small change. You need to comment this realm tag and you need to write another realm tag which is pointing to database. That's all. Apache Tomcat server knows where to look for usernames and passwords, whether in database or file. If I am using this one without commenting, it is looking inside the Tomcat users.xml, right? Later I will show you how to make it to point to database. By commenting this, I will write another realm tag, right? So now, if I am using Eclipse, Eclipse is not using, see in Eclipse also it is pointing to this Tomcat only, but Eclipse is using plugins, so it is making a copy of these files in some other location, right? See, if you are using Eclipse, did you see any folder called server here? All of you should be having a servers folder here. Here is your Tomcat configurations. This is the server.xml. Eclipse will be maintaining a copy of server.xml in its plugins, right? So whatever you want to do in Eclipse, you can do it through this server.xml. Here also Tomcat users.xml is there. So now what I will do is I will open Tomcat users.xml and I will configure some roles and some users. I will configure some usernames and password assign them some roles. Okay, first thing I'm doing is I'm configuring roles and usernames. So this is the first step. So I'll write down the steps for security. Steps. First step, configure usernames, passwords, roles in tomcat-users.xml. First step is to configure this one, right? I am doing it. For securing your application, this is the first step. Okay, I am doing it. See here, there are some tags. See, first role tag. I am going to define what roles will be used in my application. Role name I am giving as say I will use admin role. I will have another role called HR. See, these are the logical role names. And also I will write employee. So these are the roles which are going to be used in my application. And also I will create some users. Username, okay, Varun. Password is Varun. Okay, tell me what role should I give to Varun? I get another role also called as manager. I'll make Varun as manager. Oh, you want CEO? There should be some limit. Okay. So Varun is also a manager as well as he is also an employee, right? He has two roles separated by comma. You can give more than one roles. He is also an employee. Okay, like that I will create two more usernames. Tell me another username. Mohit. Password is okay. I'll give user easy. So for Mohit, I'll give HR role. Huh? Okay, then another last name. Neeraj. Okay. I'll give him admin. He is administrator. Okay, so these are the users in my application and these are the roles given. So now I'll try to configure security. In security, second thing I need to do. First thing is this one, configure usernames and roles. Then second step is to tell what type of authentication do I want. Whether I want a basic authentication or form-based authentication. I just have to tell to the server. So to tell that, I have to use web.xml. See, in security everything is configuration. I'm going to web.xml here. Okay, well, first let me write a new application, security app. Security app. Next, finish. Okay, here in web.xml I need to configure what type of authentication. So I'll use I will use a tag called login config. This is how I need to configure login configuration. Inside login config, I am telling auth method means authentication method. I want to use basic authentication first. certificate. So this is telling to my server that I want to use basic authentication. Okay. Then next I want to tell. Okay. See here in Servlet, it is role based authorization, right? Authorization will be done according to roles, and we can restrict some URLs to be accessed only by some roles. So in servlets, what we say is we configure URL based authentication, URL based security. In servlet, we can do only URL based security. Means I can restrict some URLs to be accessed only by managers. I can restrict some URLs only to be accessed by HRs, right? So the security type is URL based security. So now I want to tell what is my constraints. I have some constraints, security constraints. I want all the URLs ending with say /HR/star. If any URL is like this HR/star, I want it to be accessed only by HRs. And if any URL is like this /admin/star should be accessed only by admin. Okay, or admin can access everything, right? I'll say /star means everything can be accessed by admin, and HRs can access these things can be accessed only by HRs. Means tell me, admin can access this one. Admins can access this one also. And suppose I want admins. No, I want what is the other role? Manager /manager/star to be accessed only by manager. And for employees, I can use some other URL. Okay, I want these only things to be accessed. Okay, just for demo purpose, right? Now I want to configure /HR/star should be accessed by only a role called HR, right? First I need to tell what all roles are there in my application, what all roles I am using in my application by using. Okay, second thing. Okay, I'll write the steps. I was writing the steps here. Second step is configure authentication method in web.xml using which tag? Login config tag. Right? So you can specify either basic or form. Right now I told how to configure for basic. Later I'll show you how to use form based authentication. Okay. Then third step is to configure all the roles which are being used in your application. Configure all roles in web.xml like this. See here, security role name is admin. I have some two more roles, admin, manager, HR, right? Admin, manager, HR. So I told what all roles are being used by my application. Then fourth step is to configure security constraints. Security constraints. What do I mean by security constraints? I am saying, right, any URL ending with this pattern /HR/star should be accessed only by HR. This is one constraint. Any URL ending with /manager/star should be accessed only by manager. This is another constraint. Now I will write the constraint for HR. Okay, security constraints. Name of this, or first thing is See, if I keep the cursor over a tag, it is showing the order of the tags. First display name should come, then web resource collection should come, this order in which the tag should come. So if you don't remember the order of the tags, you keep your cursor over it, it is showing the order. First display name, then web resource collection, then auth constant, right? So now first tag is display name. Display name, I'll just give a name. I'll give a name called HR resources. Resources which are accessed by HR I'm describing here. Second tag can be web resource collection. See, star means what? Star means 0 or 1 or 0 or 1 or 1 or more. 0 or more or 1 or more? 0. Then what does plus mean? These are wildcards, right? Wildcard plus means 1 or more. Star means 0 or more, 1 or more web. So there should be at least one web resource collection tag. So I am writing web resource collection, and again in web resource collection I don't remember what tag to write. Again I'll keep my cursor here. Web resource name has to be written. Web resource name, the tag here, see, web resource name. Resource name I'm giving it same as HR resources. Okay, this display name, it's having star, right? Star means what? Star means what? 0 or more. Even though I don't write it, it is okay. It's not a mandatory tag. Okay. Web resource name I gave, and the next thing, URL pattern /HR/star. Okay. Then next thing, here after web resource collection I am writing auth constraints, authorization constraint. Auth constraint is authorization constraint. What is the constraint here? Role name is only HR. So I'll tell you what is the meaning of this security constraint right now. See here, any URL in this pattern can be accessed only by this role. Okay. So now I have told first thing, I have told what is the authentication method, I have told what all roles, and I have told one constraint. Let us start working by this constraint first. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll write a JSP file in a folder called HR. See, in web content I am creating a folder, or I'll write a servlet first. Simply I'll write a servlet, new servlet. I'll take the package as com.ac Accenture. Then I'll write test servlet, or I'll say HR servlet. This should be accessed only by HRs. Now what I'm doing is I'm giving the URL pattern as /HR/test. Okay, the URL pattern. So to access this servlet, the URL is this one. I'm giving to get. So now I'll just simply print something. I will write out I have to get right. Response dot get writer. I'll get the print writer. Print writer out is equals to. Then I'll say out dot println welcome HR. Okay, that's all. If I'll try to access this. It should automatically prompt me for username and password. Now I'll just run this. I'll just restart again. Some exception is there here in console. Yeah, some exception. What are you saying? Okay, that's not a problem. That is give some other things. I think I'll give a request in Firefox. /HR/test is not there. Yeah, /HR/test is there. Okay, let me again start it. Yeah, see, I gave a request, it's asking. Okay, I'll show it in Firefox. I'm giving a request. See, Firefox is asking me for authentication required, username and password is asking, right? When I try to access the URL, see, now I'll tell the flow. A request went to server. Server, when the request comes to server, it will see, is this a secured URL? It will see the security constant. Is there any constraint matching for this URL? Yeah, there is a constant matching for this URL. /HR/star. It's matching. So it understands, oh, only role called HR can access it, right? So it doesn't know who you are. So to know who you are, whether you are a HR or a manager, first you should authenticate yourself. So automatically the browser will prompt for username and password. So it's prompting for username and password. Who is HR now? Mohit is HR. Let me see. Mohit is HR. First I'll give Varun. I'll try to log in as Varun. It should reject me. First I'll give some wrong name and password. No, it's not accepting. Okay, I'll give Varun and password also correctly Varun. He will be authenticated, right? I am giving username and password correctly. He should be authenticated, but he should not be authorized to use that page. Authorization should fail. Authentication should succeed. Now see, what is it saying? HTTP status code is 403. Access to the request resource has been denied because Varun is not a HR. Okay, authentication succeeded. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just close this browser. See, the problem with basic authentication is until you close the browser will treat that you are part of same session. Means it will not ask for username and password again. It will think that you are Varun only as long as this browser is open. Right? Now what I'll do is I'll just close the browser, or I'll use another browser. I will use Chrome, and here I'll ask for again Chrome is also asking me for authentication. Now I'll write Mohit, who is HR. Mohit. I'll type wrong password first. Okay. Again I'll type correct password Mohit and Mohit. Oh, I typed spelling mistake. Mohit Jumbo HIT. Yeah, I typed correct password. Now welcome HR. It is asking. It's accepted, right? So by using security, what I did, I restricted users who are accessing HR/star, right? So that's about authentication and authorization very quickly. here we use basic authentication, right? That's why browser is prompting. If I use form based authentication, I can display my own HTML form in whatever way I like. Okay. So what I'll do is quickly I will try to show you how to use form based authentication also. Okay. Then I'll give you time for you to type. Very easy. Once you know about basic authentication, instead of basic, here these are places where I configured basic authentication in web.xml. So here I'll type form, and when it is form I need to configure some extra tags, form login configuration, and inside this I need to tell what is the login page. I'll say /login.jsp is the login page, login.jsp means when I'm using form based authentication I should give my own login page. And also error page means if a login fails, what is the page to be displayed? I'll give login fail.jsp. Okay. So if I want to use form based authentication, this is how I need to change my login config. Now I need to write two pages, login.jsp and login fail.jsp. Okay, I'll quickly write them. New JSP login.jsp. Here I will write login page. I'll delete unnecessary things. Here I'm going to write form. Action should be always j_security_check. See, this is a pre-built action. Server knows what to execute when this request comes. It's a pre-built action. It should always be j_security_check. Remember this value. And again, I should ask for username and password. So I'll ask for username and password. In input, type is equals to text, name is equals to, name of this input field should be j_username br, and password input type is equals to password, name should be j_password, then br, then submit button. Value is equals to, I'll say login. Okay, this is how I should write. Action should always be j_security_check, username should be always j_username and password should be j_password. Okay, then I need to write another page called login error page. What is the page? Login fail page. Okay, I'll create quickly login fail page. Here I should write some failure message. Sorry, authentication failed. Okay, simply that's all, right? Now I will run the server and I'll give a request. I'm running the server. I'll close this browser and open again. Now I'm giving a request. See, automatically I gave a request to /HR/text test. Automatically it prompted me for username and password. It showed me login.jsp. I will, if I type wrong username and password, it shows the error page. If I type correct username and password, Mohit, it will take me to the actual page which I requested. I requested for test, so it will take me to there. I'll submit it. See? So this is the thing which you need to understand.